Hey, 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 it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hey, y'all, so this is an update from what I reported over the weekend about Corey SSG being arrested and booked into the Bay County Sheriff's Office. We pulled up his court dockets and noticed that he had one open case where it was an unpaid fine, and then there was another case that was closed, but the state filed a motion in order to get that case reopened. So I was able to obtain the court dockets, and I don't know, Corey. I don't know what's going on. Let's tap right on into this. But before I get into the court docket, let's go over the actual docket. This is the reopened case. So remember, I stated that on November 18th there was a case that the state filed their motion to reopen it. Well, it gets deeper. So as of today, they have updated everything that they needed to update. So it does show that he was arrested, and it does show that the case was reopened. He does have an arraignment scheduled for March 19th, so that would be on Wednesday at 8:30. He is representing himself at this time, but he did file an indigency document to the court to get a court appointed attorney. Um, you know, it's very weird because he splashes all of this money that and states all this money that he has, but yet he's still electing for a court appointed attorney. And we'll get into the indigency document in a second. But he does have hearings scheduled for the 19th. Now, what I did find was very, very weird. You know how we were saying, well, maybe it was a possibility that he skipped the arraignment and da 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 da. That was not the case. Corey was aware what would happen if he did not abide by the contract that he signed with the court. So let's hop on into the actual court documents. This dude here. So here we have his handwriting and his signature at the bottom of this document. This is the Misdemeanor Diversion Program contract. And this agreement was made on the date, which was April 12th, 2024. So he did show up and he did sign a misdemeanor diversion program contract. And here are the terms of that contract. It says by electronically signing this contract, the defendant acknowledges that he or she must complete the terms of this misdemeanor diversion contract within 90 days of acceptance into this program. The defendant understands that failure to comply with and or complete the program will result in the issuance of a warrant capias for the defendant's arrest. 2. Defendant shall comply with the terms and conditions of the misdemeanor diversion program as follows. Let me blow this up for y'all. A. Complete the online test and pass with a grade of 70% or higher. And they have the link below. And then B says pay and or perform community service hours by choosing one of the following three options. Pay $280 online or by sending a money order or cashier's check to the address below. 2. Pay $200 online or by sending a money order or cashier's check to the address below and perform 8 hours of community service at a nonprofit organization. And 3. Perform 28 hours of community service at a nonprofit organization. Now, mind you, this is a misdemeanor for the no vehicle registration. That is the case that was reopened. C. Do not violate the law. Being charged or cited for a violation of law is a breach of the terms of this contract and will result in your termination from the program. All I got to say is this was back in 2004, April. He got those two additional kidnapping charges in Texas. So, this section, paragraph C, does not just apply for the state of Florida. It applies anywhere in the United States. Do not violate the law. Point blank, period. So this is already out the window. So this was before the kidnapping. So I really want to understand what is going to happen at this point. 3. State's performance. If, in sole discretion of the state attorney, defendant satisfactorily performed the requirements of the diversion program, the state attorney shall dismiss the charge against the defendant. And then it goes on to the notices, the notification. Let's see. This is the waiver, right to counsel, restitution, reinstatement. If the defendant fails to perform the requirements of this contract, the state attorney may reinstate the charge against defendant, and any sums paid to the program shall be retained. Filing. The state attorney may file this contract in the county court. However, it shall not be considered an admission by the defendant. Reading and receipt. Defendant acknowledges that he or she has received a copy of this contract and program documents and has read them in its entirety. So there is no excuse that Corey can come back and say that he never read this or he never got it, because y'all, here is his signature. Here is the date of his signature. And the assistant state attorney did sign it as well on that same date. So by him signing this, it is saying you are accepted into this program. And 13 reads, defendant acknowledges that he or she is not accepted into the program until the date that the contract is signed by the assistant state attorney. It is the defendant's responsibility to ensure that a contract signed by the defendant has been received by the state attorney and signed by the assistant state attorney. Once accepted into the program, you should receive an email at the email address provided by the defendant. Thus, the reason why he had to put his email above. Now, if you are signing this contract in court, you have been accepted into this program. You do not have to wait for an acceptance letter to complete conditions of the program. Mind you, he had court on April 12th, 2024. So he did appear, he did go, he was present, and he signed this misdemeanor diversion program contract that pretty much states that if you fail to comply with the program, it will result in your arrest. So, one, did he pay any fines? Did he take the test? Did he pay any fines? Did he do community service with a nonprofit organization? C, we already know that he did. He already violated when he caught those two kidnapping charges in Houston, Texas. Now, on November 8th, 2024, the court, the state, filed a motion to reopen, and it was granted. Once again, the charge is for the unregistered motor vehicle. It states that this cause having come before the court on the state's motion to reopen the case and direct the arrest of defendant, and the court being fully advised of the following. The defendant contracted with the state to participate in misdemeanor diversion program in which the defendant agreed to complete certain terms within 90 days. Upon the defendant's entry into the misdemeanor diversion program, the Bay County Clerk of Court deposed of the case as participating in the misdemeanor diversion program, thus the reason why the case was closed. When the case was disposed by the Bay County the Bay County Clerk of Court for the defendant's participation in the misdemeanor diversion program, any or all bonds or bonds were released. 90 days have expired since the defendant entered into the diversion program. The defendant has failed to complete all the requirements mandated by the misdemeanor diversion program. The court is satisfied that the case should be reopened and a capias be issued pursuant to Florida Rule of Criminal Procedure. So therefore, it says that it has hereby ordered and adjudged that the state's motion to reopen the case and to direct the arrest of the defendant is granted. This court hereby directs that the defendant be arrested by any official authorized to make arrest, and that the defendant may only be released upon posting of a bond in the amount of $500. So that's why it says he posted bond, because he paid the $500. Now, this is the capious warrant that was executed. So it does show that his bond amount was $500. Let me see. And so that is why he was picked up. So he wasn't picked up just for walking. He was picked up because he failed to complete his program. The lies, the lies, the lies. And here is his application for criminal indigent status. He is seeking a court appointed attorney. He stated that he has three dependents. He does not have any income coming into the home. He answered pretty much zero to everything. He doesn't have any assets. He doesn't have any income. He says that he has zero amount of liabilities and debts. He answered no to temporary assistance, poverty, and SSI. And it says, I have been released on bail in the amount of $0, but I could have sworn he paid 500, but that's, hey, I don't know. And I redacted his address. Now, it was very funny that he put a Alabama address on there. He didn't put the Texas address. So I'm very curious as to how this is going to play out. But that is it, everybody. So, as y'all know, he did not simply get picked up because he was walking. He got picked up because he failed to complete his terms of his contract, the misdemeanor diversion program contract for the non registration of the motor vehicle. So, obviously, this is a misdemeanor charge. He did not abide by any of the, well, I can't say that. I know definitely for paragraph C, he did not follow that where it was stated that he could not violate the law, and he did. So, once again, I am going to keep an eye out on this case and bring y'all the latest court doc info once I obtain it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, you all be blessed, and I'm out. Bye.